I also go by Faye, and today's video is going to be about my home buying process and how I bought a townhome here in Atlanta. The first thing I did before even looking for my home was to understand what I could afford and also what I'm looking for, what's within my price range, what is realistic, what is not realistic. And what I did was get pre-approved. To get pre-approved, you can go through different means, but what I did was did some research. You can go online and type in like a mortgage company or how to get pre-approved or get pre-approved. Just look up the word pre-approval. So as I was going through the process, I was also learning the process itself. And when getting pre-approved, they're gonna ask you a couple things, and that is, you have 2 years of work experience. So have you been employed or having some kind of constant stream of income? So you can also be a freelancer, you could be full-time employed, part-time employed, but having an ongoing way to make a living. They're gonna look at your debt to income ratio. And that is when they look at how much money you have coming into your account every month or so, and then how much you have to spend for expenses, anything from if you have a car note, so that's car payments, if you're paying rent, renter's insurance, car insurance, just student loans, anything that could potentially take away from the money you are making every month. So after getting pre-approved, I was able to get in contact with a realtor. I found my realtor through a friend, so word of mouth, which is a very good way to go about most things. It's more reliable. You can understand what that person's experience was, and if they recommend someone, that means they think the person did an amazing job. So that's how I found my realtor. But you can also, again, look online, ask around. There's so many ways you can find your realtor. And I feel like when it comes to this whole process, which moves me to my next point, which is pretty much building your team and finding those who can help you get from not owning a home to owning a home. So your team is going to consist of a mortgage advisor, someone within the mortgage space who's going to help you get your mortgage, and most likely is working for the mortgage company, and then your realtor, who's the point of contact. You're going to have a lot of face-to-face interactions with your realtor. Next, you want to figure out what kind of home you want. I got a townhome. I was definitely looking for something that had more space than a condo or like apartment style living, but I didn't want something as big as an actual single family home, which will also involve taking care of the land. The beauty of a townhome and most community homes is you pay some kind of fees or dues towards the homeowner association. So that's your HOA. They take care of majority of the external of your home. So if something was happening to your roof, to your deck, this will take care of sometimes trash and sidewalk cleaning, mowing the lawns, like the greenery of that community. So that's something I know I needed. I didn't want to have to be in charge of like mowing my lawn, and a lot of the work that goes into owning a home that is external, I knew that I could kind of get away with it if I joined a townhome community. So the home I currently own is a townhome. So once you've figured out your needs when it comes to the kind of home you want, how many bedrooms, and then location. One thing I've realized throughout this whole process, especially living in Atlanta, is you are paying for the location, not the actual value of the property. So that's one thing I definitely was shocked. So you can see a home that's gorgeous, beautiful finishes, very modern, updated, but it's super far away from the city, so it's more affordable. But you find a home that could be crazy expensive, but a lot of work needs to be done. So understanding what you're willing to work with, what you're willing to sacrifice, and what you want to invest in the future is extremely important. After you've built your team and figured out the kind of home you want to live in and the location you want to live in, the next step would be to look for a home. Actually start venturing out, exploring with your realtor, looking at listings, also doing some research by yourself to find homes that you like, sending that to your realtor to set up those appointments to take a look at the home, to have some of those viewings. I'm also going to put on the screen some websites that are very helpful when it comes to finding listings and homes. Everyone knows about Zillow, but there are many other websites you can check out. A lot of people enjoyed this process, like this part of the process. I personally did not. It gave me a lot of stress having to juggle, like figuring out my work schedule, and then right after work viewing homes, and all my weekends, most of my weekends were taken up by looking at homes, which could be fun for most people, and it's fun if you go with your friends and family. And I want you to keep in mind that making an offer is amazing. It's one of the best feelings to know that you found a place that you love. But your offer most likely will not be accepted, especially in the market we're in right now. Right now the market favors the seller and not the buyer, so they have a lot of people to pick from. And that's something I had to learn the hard way. The first home I ever loved, I couldn't get because they went with a different offer. So keeping that in mind, that just because you put an offer down doesn't mean that that is going to be your home. The next step after making your offer, and hopefully your offer gets accepted, is to get an appraisal and then an inspection. An appraisal is finding out how much your property costs. There's lots of different variables that go into it. Normally it's hired through your lender, and then they reach out to an appraisal team or an appraisal office, and then within that they look at the location, the structure of your house. There's a bunch of different variables and then they figure out what your house costs, like the actual value of your home, not what it's going for, not what they're selling it for, not what it's listed for, but what the actual value of the home is. And that information is helpful for your lender. It's helpful for you as well to know if you want to continue with the price that's been listed, or maybe have a little bit more negotiations back and forth. There's a lot of different variables to get. There are a lot of different reasons as to why you should get an appraisal. And then after that, you also do an inspection to find out if the house is in good standing, if everything is working and operating the way it's supposed to be. Everything from your plumbing, your lights, if your roof is good, the flooring, if there's water damage, if there's so many different things that they check within the inspection. I highly recommend you go ahead and do that, because it definitely helps you as a buyer understand what you might need to fix, what you can live with, what you can't live with, what you can request the selling party to fix before you even move in, because you go to do that within your offer, within your contract, within the back and forth. You can have them fix a couple doors or some things that you can do, but I would advise not going too crazy with your list of things you want to fix, because they can choose not to pick your offer and go with somebody else. Kind of the most exciting, and for me was kind of the most stressful part, and that is closing on your loan, closing on your home. All the paperwork has been sent in. Everything that you need to close has been sent in. In my case, I already paid the earnest money. So earnest money is a percentage from your overall down payment that you've paid to the seller, just to show that you are interested, to show good faith. And then during closing, you send the rest of your down payment and closing costs. And the market we're in right now, most of the time, the buyer is the person that's in charge of pretty much all the closing costs, all the fees, paying the attorney, paying everybody. So I was in charge of that. So that was one cost that kind of snuck up on me. But thank God I was in a position to pay for it. But make sure you call your bank, figure out the procedures, let them know the huge amount of money will be leaving your account. And then they'll let you know what the next steps are. And all your wiring information will be sent through your attorney. And do not fall for any scams, do not fall for any people trying to pretend to be a part of your process of buying a home. Make sure it's from the correct source, and make sure you follow the instructions they send you. If you have any questions, call them. There's no such thing as a dumb question in this process. Make sure you have all the information you need, and then you're good to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any questions, make sure to follow me on my social media, reach out. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, pretty much everywhere, TikTok, and I'll link everything down below. And yes, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.